From a Wraithbone base coat, paint the entire model with Skeleton Horde. Pick out the areas as shown in Nuln Oil, which really just starts marking out the darker areas of the model. So it's the area at the front of the ship, the window silhouettes, the guns and the engine vents at the back. Particularly the area at the front of the model after you come back and paint over it anyway, so consider this step just kind of marking out where the darker areas are going to be. The actual scheme for this model is quite tricky to figure out because there's loads of different pictures and even the front of the actual model is different in different images. What I ended up doing is picking out small details in 3 different colours. Firstly in Averland Sunset, I just pick out small kind of squares on the model in this colour using 2 coats to get a nice finish over the Wraithbone undercoat. The second colour I used then was Russ Grey to pick out again smaller areas on the model, and you can be kind of random with this, but what I would suggest is actually smaller the better, and making sure that you leave enough space for the third colour. And to finish this, to pick out some areas on the remainder of the model with Khorne Red. Again, smaller areas the better, and kind of pick them out as squares or stripes to match some of the art that you can find online for this model. Stage, which I forgot to record, I picked out the flatter panels again in Wraithbone just to give more of a sharper finish to the model. After this is completed, pick out this front area using Mechanicus standard grey. Pick out the guns and the metal parts of the grey area using iron hand steel. Shade both the metal and the grey areas with Nuln Oil. To paint the engine, start by painting the entirety of it with Sotek Green. Then pick out most of the middle of the area with Templegar Blue, allow the Sotek Green to remain in the deepest recesses. Finally, pick out a central strip using Blue Horror. If you're glutton for punishment, then you can pick out the raised edges using Pallid Witch Flesh. This took a fair bit of time and isn't all that noticeable, so probably a step you can skip. The other thing I might suggest is while Palette Witch Flesh is quite a bright colour against the Wraithbone, it isn't that standout, so maybe a pure white would be a better choice. Pick out the raised areas of the metal, so on the guns and on the front of the ship, with Stormhost Silver. And this is the finished result. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe to be kept up to date. I have some Star Wars Armada content and then painting tutorials on other miniature systems.